Hey everybody, I am so excited to be here with you today. I am bowled over by the creativity in this room. Congratulations on winning, and I think more importantly, congratulations on shipping a thing. That's not easy, as you well know. So yes, I used to work at VA. I've done other things now. My team is at the IRS and has shipped direct file, making it possible to file your taxes for free directly with the IRS. And a friendly reminder to the parents in the room that tax day is Monday, unless you live in Massachusetts or Maine, in which case it's Wednesday for some reason. So sometimes I write code, and maybe AI is going to replace me, but when I was in high school, this was nowhere on my radar. I wanted to be a concert pianist, not a struggling musician. I was going to go straight to concert pianist. And it's not until I graduated college that I actually needed to get a job and started to think and dabble in technology for real. And I realized that I internalized some misconceptions about coding, and I want to talk with you about those today. So 3 misconceptions. Here we go. Number 1. First, that coding is a solitary slog done in dark rooms by agoraphobic weirdos. And I will confess to being deeply introverted and maybe a little bit weird. But for every product that I've ever worked on, the thing that I take most with me is the feeling of accomplishment of having been a part of a team. On Direct File, I lead a team of 75 passionate, eccentric weirdos, and they have brilliant ideas, and they disagree with me, and we've been through tough times together, and we've celebrated together, and we share the same mission, and I'm so happy that many of your apps are collaborations. I hope that that they brought you closer together as friends. I hope that you were able to drive each other to be better, and I hope you keep discovering that coding is a team sport, and it's all the more rewarding for it. So that's number 1. Number 2, coding is creative. So many of your apps have powerful stories behind them. And I believe that making a product and putting it out into the world is fundamentally an act of storytelling. You have to imagine yourself, Darren was speaking about human-centered design, you have to imagine yourself in the shoes of someone else. You have to imagine what they're going through, what's worrying them. I don't know if you know, but taxes can be a stressful experience. They can be an inopportune reminder of the year past, whether that's the job that you got laid off from, whether that's a family member who's no longer with you. As app designers, we have to think about those experiences. We have to imagine better stories for those folks. And one of the most rewarding parts of our job is when you get to meet someone who's actually used your app, and they tell you all the ways you screwed up. And sometimes they tell you the things that they liked about it. But it's fundamentally an act of imagination and imagining what's possible with putting something out into the world to interact with someone who you will never meet. Just set it loose and have to imagine what that experience is like. Okay, so one more. Coding can absolutely be done for the betterment of our communities. And for the entirety of my career, I've worked in a space that's gone by many names. I think today we often call it public interest technology. And so many of your apps are motivated by trying to make your communities better. Whether that's the environment, whether that's the availability of public restrooms. Speaking of which, I pooped there. Perfect app name, no notes. Reminds me of a wonderful civic tech application from Chicago about sewage overflows. Is there sewage in the ChicagoRiver.com? Most of the time it would just say no, and then every once in a while it would say yes, and that's why there was an app in the first place. Look, every startup out there promises to change the world, and it's up to you whether you believe them, but there are absolutely places where you can use your skills for good. And yeah, the government is one. Look, the Earned Income Tax Credit is the largest anti-poverty program in this country. Combined with the child tax credit, it reduces child poverty by more than 1/3. but 1 out of every 5 people who is eligible to claim the Earned Income Tax Credit does not access it. And that's the story I tell my team, and that's what motivates us to put in the long hours and try to build something to help improve things. Technology is more integral to public policy than ever. How we implement it can make or break a good idea. So now there's a recognition that we need to have technologists like you at the table. We've been a part of direct file since before it was even words on a page. And we try to know, and we bring the know-how to separate the next direct file from the next embarrassing government technology catastrophe. And we need you. The U.S. Digital Service, where I work, is a group out of the White House that recruits folks who are maybe more established in their careers, but there are lots of new opportunities that I want you to have in your minds. One is the U.S. Digital Corps. I think they might have spoken to you yesterday. Amazing. They will hire you straight out of college and put you on great work. And even before you graduate, you should check out Coding It Forward, a paid fellowship program that I've been a mentor in. Wonderful program. They have great people, and they're really putting your talents to good use on amazing projects. So keep us in mind. We don't pay like big tech, but we do beat struggling musician salaries. So there's that. My time is up. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy your time in the nation's capital. And again, congratulations.